Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. What if I told you that you could plant a single tree today, and in 10 years it could be worth lakhs of rupees? Well, we're about to dive into an amazing agricultural story that's less about farming and honestly more like a long-term investment in something they call liquid gold. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll pull back the curtain on this incredible multi-lakh rupee tree. Then we'll walk you through the whole 10-year journey to grow it. We'll crunch the numbers on the investment, see what the mind-blowing harvest looks like, and finally, check out the support system that helps farmers make this all happen. So, let's just get right to it. The most unbelievable part of this story is the sheer value that can be locked inside just one of these trees. Take a good look at this number, 4 lakh rupees. Now imagine that's not your annual salary or the cost of a car, but the value of a single tree that's been growing for about a decade. It sounds like something out of a fairy tale, I know, but for a growing number of farmers, this is very, very real. The tree behind that insane number is Agarwood, or if you want to get all scientific, Aquilaria mollisensis. It's native to our part of the world, and it's the foundation of a billion-dollar global industry. So what on earth makes a tree so valuable? Well, the secret isn't in the timber. It's all about a dark, super fragrant resin that the tree produces when it's under stress. This resin, you might know it as oud, is so precious in the world of luxury perfumes that the oil from it can sell for up to 10 lakh rupees per liter. No wonder they call it liquid gold. But hold on, getting this liquid gold isn't as simple as just planting a tree and weeding. It's a very patient, decade-long quest that demands some serious planning and, believe it or not, scientific help. This is absolutely not a get-rich-quick scheme. The journey from a tiny sapling to a massive payday is a long haul. You start, of course, with planting in year 1, but the real magic, the turning point, happens around year 3 or 4. That's when a critical scientific step takes place. After that, it's a game of patience until the harvest, which finally comes between year 8 and 10. So, what is this inoculation? Well, it's the absolute key to unlocking the tree's treasure. See, in the wild, the tree only makes this resin when it gets injured or infected by a certain mold. With farming, we don't leave that to chance. Inoculation is basically a way to scientifically trigger that same defense mechanism, tricking the tree into producing that precious dark resin. Without it, it's just a regular old tree. This whole process is super scientific. It happens between years 3 and 4 and costs just a few hundred rupees per tree. But here's the part that really matters for any farmer thinking about this. When you use the proper patented techniques, the success rate is a stunning 70 to 90%. Those are great odds. Okay, so what's this actually going to cost? An investment that could pay out in crores must have a huge, scary price tag to get started, right? Well, let's break down the real numbers. You might be surprised. So, if you're setting up a 1-acre farm, your biggest upfront cost is the saplings themselves. You'll need 600 to 800 of them. After that, you've got your standard farming startup costs. Prepping the land, putting up a fence, setting up irrigation, you know the drill. So when you add it all up, you're looking at a total initial investment of roughly 1 lakh rupees per acre to get your Agarwood farm off the ground. Now, that's a good chunk of change, for sure, but maybe a bit more manageable than you first thought. Now, of course, that's just to get started. Over the full 10 years, the total investment per acre grows to around 5 lakh rupees. But what's really fascinating about this chart is where the money goes. The single biggest cost, a whopping 40%, isn't planting or maintenance. It's the inoculation. That's literally where the value gets injected into the project. All right, so after a decade of patience, of careful work, and of investment, we finally get to the moment this has all been about, the harvest. And this, my friends, is where the numbers get truly wild. This slide right here, this explains everything. Remember that 5 lakh rupee total investment over 10 years? Now look at the other side of that bar. The potential return from that same acre is a minimum of 12 crore and could be as high as 24 crore rupees. That is not just a return on investment. That is a life-changing generational shift in wealth. And you might be wondering, how is that even possible? Well, it comes down to some pretty simple math.
Each successful tree can give you 1 to 2 kilograms of that precious resinous wood, which puts its value at 2 to 4 lakh rupees. Now, multiply that by the 600 or so trees on your acre. And yeah, you can see how it skyrockets into the crores.
And get this, the value doesn't even stop with the wood. You can monetize the entire tree. The leaves can be processed into high antioxidant tea. The oil from the wood becomes that famous, insanely expensive oud perfume, and even the leftover wood chips are sold for incense. It's a total zero-waste, maximum value kind of crop. Okay, a 10-year project that involves complex science and a gigantic payout. It brings up a really important question. How can an individual farmer possibly manage all of this? Well, the answer is they don't have to go it alone. A number of specialized organizations have popped up to help farmers through this entire long journey. Companies like Avadi Herbs, for instance, provide complete end-to-end guidance. They're basically a partner in the project, helping ensure everything goes right. And their support covers everything. They start by supplying top-quality plants, they handle that critical inoculation step, and they offer technical advice the whole way through. But honestly, the most important part is this. They often offer a buyback agreement, which guarantees a market for the final product. That single piece right there removes so much of the risk for the farmer. It creates a clear roadmap from planting all the way to profit. So in the end, Agarwood farming is really a powerful story about patience. It is the very definition of long-term thinking. You're trading a decade of steady work for a reward that truly has the power to create financial security for a lifetime, maybe even for generations. So we'll leave you with this final thought. In a world that is obsessed with getting everything right now, could the simple willingness to wait a decade for a truly extraordinary reward be the most valuable skill of all? Thanks for watching The Explainer.